Rightio. We seem to be live. You do a quick sound check. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Do a quick sound check. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Yep, that will do just nicely. Take the music down slightly. Okay. So we're pretty much just going to continue off right from where we left off last time, if you've been following along. So we were doing a little bit of work on the inventory, I believe. Yeah, with this category stuff. Yeah, so I got it working for some categories, but not the ones that are multiple categories. So I guess I'll look into fixing that first off, because that should be, I think, relatively easy. Just close everything and start again. So we have this item row. I haven't done anything since last time, by the way, so you haven't missed anything. Where do we actually put the categories? Right here. So this is tagged item.weapon, so because it's the parent, that's why it's not working, so it's not searching for children ones. So what I think I can do potentially, if I can find the actual code for this, apply filter. I think what I need to do is actually flip this around, potentially. Or at least that's the first thing I want to try, because I think it matters which order you do this gameplay tag check in. Oh, I should have done a live code before we started, but bear with, this first one always takes a wee while. So if we can get through this, I want to potentially start looking at maybe a little bit of equipping and containers today, hopefully. And that will slowly get us closer to the RPG mechanics we need for sort of a minimum viable product, essentially. So we should have just enough then to do a little bit of questing. Well, I need to write the quest system, obviously, but that'll be based around items and inventory, and then we'll have the system for going to dungeons and looting them and coming back. So yeah, still a wee bit to do, but we are getting there. Okay, so if I just test this now, it might work. Yes, cool. So yeah, so see how I go food, that's just apple, potions is just the potion, but consumables is both, because these are both. The tag for these is like item.consumable.food, and then item.consumable.potion, and because the parent tag is consumables, it both shows up both, and all is everything, obviously. So yeah, this is working quite nicely. Once I search, it actually changes the category, which isn't the best thing in the world, but it's probably fine for now. Yeah. So let me just sort out the look of these buttons slightly. I might actually quickly make some icons for it as well. Let's do... these are 16, I believe. So what did we have? We had weapons, food, potions. Actually, I'll probably just do weapons and consumables for now. So weapons. This is gonna just look like a Minecraft sword though. Which I don't know if I love, but yeah, that'll be fine. And maybe to make this just slightly fancier, I will do a two-tone. And maybe a drop shadow actually too. I don't know if the shadow is going to make a whole lot of sense because this is going to be on a dark background, but that'll do. So there's a weapons icon, and then we'll do one for consumables, which I guess I'll just... Should I do an apple? What's a good icon for consumables? And please bear in mind, I am not a great pixel artist. Is there a chance that looks like bread? Not really, but I guess it'll have to do. That'll do for now. Kind of looks like more like an ingot or something, but that's fine. That'll do. So we'll save that as UI.png. Come in here. We'll import the UI one. Sprite sheets. Apply the settings and then extract some sprites. Alright, so this should be 0, 0, 16, 16. The other one, guess I can just duplicate that, will be 16 down from there. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure about that bread icon, but that's fine. You know, actually what might make this look a little better potentially is because it's going to be on a dark background, doing something like that, potentially. Not sure. Not sure about that. But so I think, did we set it up so these can have icons? Yes. So, and I should actually get into the habit of naming these. So S underscore UI underscore weapons category. Then consumables category, and we actually need one for all as well. Maybe for that I could do like a satchel, like a bag. Sure, that will work. And I'll just put a little bit of shading in there. There we go, that'll do. That's not a great icon either, but it's fine. We'll replace all this, and I'm still not like committing to this art style necessarily, so I still think I want to go with the hand-drawn aesthetic, but we'll see if that actually happens. Okay, so all we will set to, oh, this is a texture. I need to change that. I am in the wrong thing. We need to look at this. There we go. So, yeah, name text. Okay, so if I wrap this with a horizontal box, I might get rid of the name and just do a tooltip. But this will be fine for now. That compiled, very good. So in here we will do UI all weapons and consumables. And you know what, I can leave these probably just for now. And I'll just make it if there's no icon. Well, you know what, let's just get rid of them. Otherwise it's gonna get confusing. Okay, so we got that. I need the icon to actually get set now. And this is a pain in the ass actually. Because I had to do this via, yeah, this function. So one thing I could try is maybe if I make a, I don't know if, do I have a library in here? Somewhere. No, that's what I can do. I can do it as a subsystem. That'll work. Can be like, what would it be? Could be editor. Let's just do game instance again. UI widget utilities. Because I don't think I can do a blueprint implementable event inside a function library. Let me just check that, because that would be better if I can do that. Right, it just doesn't enact a component. Nah, let's do it as a subsystem, that's fine. Widget utility subsystem. As long as I actually can inherit from this, so. So if I did blueprint, you know what? Let's grab the function from here, because the problem, in case, I guess I didn't explain it very well, but this function is defined in Blueprint because I can't actually find the implementation in C++ for it. I think I might be missing the engine files for it. And I forgot to do that between streams. We can probably forward declare that. Okay, let's see if Unreal absolutely hates this or not. Otherwise, I might leave it to the blueprint itself to do this, just so I don't have to keep copying this function everywhere. Right, that worked. Okay, so can I actually derive from that? Widget utility subsystem. No, I probably can't do it like this because there's going to be two subsystems now. One blueprint one and one. Dang, man. Okay, so get rid of this. Widget utility subsystem. I guess I'm going to have to do it as a component then. That's really annoying. Let me just double check if I can see this function. Maybe something's different from last time. So the function is sprite brush something. This one. Paper, sprite, blueprint library. Which is this, which has this function, which does not. That's interesting, it takes me there. That is, it reckons is the only implementation. That's weird. Okay, the next thing I'm going to quickly do, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to actually show this on screen, on stream, is I'm going to look at the engine code on GitHub. You can see it yourself, but you have to like sign up and like go through a terms and conditions thing. And I believe, if I remember right, it says I'm not allowed to show that. So let me just quickly look on my other screen. Unreal Engine, here we go. So where is that? That is paper, plugins, 2D, paper 2D. And then classes. That's all .h files. Paper sprites. Paper sprite blueprint library. That's the one there. Okay. So here's the code for it. I'm not sure why I don't actually have this, but yeah, here's what we need to do. So I can just put it in a normal library then, which would be helpful. And the reason I can't just use this library directly is because it doesn't have the right API, so I can't actually hook into here. But I can make my own copy of it. So if I go function library, widget utils, all right, so we want and I guess I could do, no, I don't need to even make this blueprintable, honestly, because there's already a version that works in Blueprint. I will, however, need that. Why didn't that work? All right, and then if we go to the CPP file of this, we just paste the thingy in. No. Wait, where is, hang on. I must have closed it. Here we go. That is the function. Slates, whatever, just import everything we need. Okay. No, that's fine. Cool. All right, so now we should be able to just use this function instead. So back to what we were originally doing, which is in here, we have this icon being set on native pre-construct, I suppose. I'll just say if the icon is valid, then we need to grab a reference to the actual icon thing. I'm gonna have to go grab a drink of water in a second here. My mouth is very dry. All right, so call that icon image and then pre-construct. Set brush, but then we use u widget utils. Make brush from sprites. The sprite is going to be the icon, and then the size. I guess we can just expose that. What's the problem? Member and accessible. For some reason classes are private by default. I guess that makes sense. So you only expose intentionally. Alright, so that will work. So I just need to set up the binding now in here. The image icon, is that what I called it? Icon image. Okay, very good. And what I'll actually do is, oh no, I'll leave it like this. I was gonna say I'll make the icon invisible if it's not set, but if I leave it blank like that, it'll help me debug it, or help me tell when it's broken. Alright, so hopefully, yes, we are getting icons now, that's good. But we do need to probably do some alignment stuff here. Okay, and these icons are all tiny because it's set to 0. Don't know, maybe it's better with no shadow actually. Okay, and then what I'm actually going to do is remove the text and instead make it a tooltip. Get rid of that. And it's going to have a panic, that's fine. And then pre-construct, I suppose. Set tooltip text to item category name. There we go. I guess I should at least make this consistent. We'll stick with the shadow for now, I suppose. Okay, we're compiling again. Sprites, re-import that. Alright, good. So now it just shows in a tooltip, which is probably better, probably. Where's that padding on the sides coming from? Ah. There it is. Cool. Yeah, not the most stylish thing in the world. In fact, why not just make them even bigger? Since this UI is pretty chunky and needs a restyle anyway, might as well just do that. Cool. That is good. They probably should be a toggle state as well. All right, and search. Okay, cool. So we're doing pretty good. The next thing, I guess, the next thing I'm going to do is actually inventory, like chests and containers and stuff, because I think that will help have that in place before I do equipment and stuff. So let me commit what I've done. All right, and I'm just gonna grab a drink of water and maybe my glasses real quick. Radio. Just remembered, I have not updated the title of the stream, which gets confusing if I don't do that. I think it's 8. I don't know. All right. Okay, so yeah, what was I saying? We're gonna do chests. So I don't think I actually have a chest thing done, do I? Not really. So let's just quickly do one. This is the type of thing I might want to actually do as a model, honestly, but is that going to be too chunky if I do it like that? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and then I really should do more art probably off stream, so you guys don't have to watch me do this, but okay, and then there will be like something like that. Maybe this should be dark. No. Not very chest looking, is it? Okay, it needs like a, maybe like a big lock in the middle. It just looks like a pouch, doesn't look like actually, I think I know what the problem is. If I do this, and then cut it here instead, that might look a bit more chest-like. I guess. I really feel like that side should be lit, and then yeah, whatever. Something like this is fine, and then if we just do some fancy corners, it'll hopefully sell the idea. Yeah, alright, that'll do. That will do. Alright, create sprites. And this is going to be oh god, this is in the wrong spot. I need to check this out. There we go. Alright, now if we re-import, should get the chest, very good. Right, I'm just gonna eyeball this, I suppose. And bottom center, there we go, and then set the thing. All right, very good. So let me, we'll do this in the test map. All right, let me make a quick chest class. Chest actor. Man, my mouth is so dry for some reason. TMI probably, but right, so we don't need tick on the chest, and we're going to need some components, so we'll do a U bill paper billboard sprite components. Visible anywhere, category components. I feel like I'm a little rusty tonight for some reason. Brain's working a little slow. Create default subobject. Okay, and then the root component will be that. Alright, so we got that. We're also going to need, what, a interaction handler? And is there anything else? Inventory component. So obviously the chest needs to have some sort of inventory. I'm not sure if I actually have to give it a name like that, but and then inventory. Let me try not do it for this and we'll see what happens. No, I think it does definitely want something, right? Yeah. Okay, so interaction handler, we need to do the thing where we go on interact local, add dynamic. Interact local. Okay. That can be protected though. Oh, and I lost it. Alright, and then we implement that. So this function will run now when we interact with the thing. There's parameters that I'm missing, isn't there? If interaction params. Okay, now it's happy. Cool, and then the inventory we will just leave alone for now. And I'll just do a quick print to make sure this is actually working when we click on it. So what do we got? Some random color, turquoise, and then just interact. Cool, and then we don't really need to do a blueprint of this. Well, let's just do it anyway. All right. Okay, so we can delete this, and then I don't really know what to put this under. I guess I'll put it under its own thing. EP chest. Alright, and then the sprite will be the actual chest itself. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Max weight doesn't really make sense for a chest. I suppose it does. Cool. Alright, and then if I interact with it, you can see in the top left there, chest interact. Yeah, so we may not want it to be a sprite billboard thing like this, but yeah, I don't know. It's fine for now, I guess. Okay, so the next thing to do is going to be to actually open it when I interact with it. So inventory screen. So this is just basically our inventory. I could use the same thing on the other side maybe, or a tab system. Yeah, maybe a tab system would be good. So in your normal inventory, it would just be your thing, but then if you open a chest, it'll be like the chest's name and then your inventory, and you can click between them. Is that good? The other thing I could do is just have your inventory on one side, the chest inventory on the other. That probably is the easiest thing. So wait, that's not what I wanted to do. So what does this inventory screen do? Just links the inventories. Okay, so if we make a new one called looting screen or something. Item transfer screen. Abstract, blueprintable. Okay, so we'll need the native construct again, which can be protected, honestly. And what was the, what else do we have here? Oh, reference to the actual, okay. So yeah, so we're gonna also need two references. So u inventory list widget player inventory list. And container inventory list. Okay, so we have one on either side. Then a native construct, we will link up the players one just like we do in the player thing. Gameplay statics, inventory components. Player inventory list. Okay, so that will link up the player inventory. Now we just need to link up the container, and the way we probably should do that is doing it through a function. So void connect to contain to inventory Okay, that's fine. So when we call this function, we want to do a similar thing, except actually it's just a one-liner. It's just going to be this, and we connect the inventory list to this inventory. Let me rename this to be more clear. Container inventory, there we go. So we connect the container inventory list to the container inventory. So now we just need to boot one of these widgets up from the chest. So let's see, protected. Property blueprint read read only, and then edit anywhere. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let's just do T subclass off. I won't worry about this soft object stuff just for right now. Anytime a chest is in the world, or not in the world, but anytime we load a chest, we can just load the widget for it too. No, I hate that. There we go. Tsoft object tsoft class pointer. Yeah, there we go. So then when we interact, the first thing we need to do is load that. You transfer screen, and then if that then we say what's our thingy majig? It's on the player controller, right? So get worlds, and then pc.get component, no, find component. Full screen widget manager. Okay. Open full screen widget, and the widget we're going to load is, oh my god, okay, so new blueprint widget, new widget blueprint library. So we need to actually spawn the widget. We have its class right here, but we need to actually spawn it. So create, we need a world context, whatever, just get the worlds, loaded widget, and we need the PC anyway, player controller, loaded widget. Now there are a few ways this code could crash, but all of them are kind of unrecoverable. So we could crash if we don't find a player controller, but somehow we're clicking on the chest. So I don't know how that would happen. And then if the player controller doesn't have a full screen widget manager, that's also a problem. So I still need to crash because there's no way for me to bring this UI up. And then if the class that loads is not actually able to spawn, we'll also crash. But again, I don't know. Like I think it should crash there. User widget, because that's like major problem territory. Okay, and then we just open that. Wait, but before we open it, what we need to do is go transfer widget dot connect. Oh god, this is the wrong type, isn't it? Okay. You transfer widget screen. So we're also going to cast it, so that could also fail. It could be the wrong type, but because this is a certain type, it shouldn't be able to be not that. Okay. So now we should be able to connect the inventory. Sorry, I keep hitting my mic. Transfer widgets. Ah, it's protected, that's why. Connect to inventory, and the inventory we're going to connect to is the chest's inventory. So we should get the player's inventory on one side, the chest's inventory on the other. There we go, recompiled, very good. So transfer UI item, transfer screen, create the blueprint of it. Now, yeah, it's going to be mad because we need the, I can't just, it's like, there's no way to just have it create those, is it? Okay, what I'll do is just copy you from here. There's one of them. And we'll, hang on. That's in what? A border. Okay, so we need another one of those. This one called container inventory list. Okay, so that's good. We just need to kind of have those fill, and yeah, spacer in between maybe, and probably some text to say which one's which. Okay, vertical boxes, both of those set to fill. And we'll just chuck some text above. Alright, so this will be, this is the player one, yeah. That's kind of jank, but that'll do for now. And now we just need to set the class. Wherever I put it. Ah, not in there, it's in the chest. The chest needs to know which transfer widget to spawn in case we have different ones or custom ones or anything. There we go, transfer screen is going to be that. I think we're good to test this now. Yep. So the container has nothing, this has my stuff, which is good. I probably, there's a chance I want that the other way, but that's probably fine. Okay, so let's make the chest spawn with something in it. So I'll just do it in Blueprint just to be quick. Add item. We'll make it spawn with 50 apples. Yep, 50 apples. Very good. Alright, yeah, this is going well. So the next thing is going to be transferring. So if I was to click on something here, I want to basically be able to click and drag. I do still have mouse input when I move around like that, which is kind of weird. I think I can disable that. Wait, let me commit everything first. Yeah, I think I can disable that in the full screen widget manager. When we open one, disable look, set ignore look inputs true, and then when we close one, set it back to false. I don't know how it knows what counts as look input though. But yeah. Okay, so that does not do what I want. Okay. Fantastic. Oh wait, I didn't compile it in, did I? Oh wait, I did. Yeah, we're up to date. Yeah, okay, now it works now. Cool. So yeah, I would basically want to be able to drag and drop stuff, essentially. So yeah, that is the next thing. So, but the thing is that, so when I'm in my inventory, if I click on something, it should either use it or equip it, depending on what type of thing it is. In a chest though, we should transfer, not use or equip, which means the actual, what do you call it, the container widget, these things need to do the logic. Otherwise that's not going to work. So we'll start with the transfer screen. Basically we're going to need a binding possibly for when you click on an item in this list. So we can start with that. And we're going to need to know, we'll do one param, which is going to be, let's see. Item or widget like that. Okay, so now we define that dispatcher. Should do it. And then now what we can do is in the transfer screen, when we construct, we can set up both bindings. So on item selected, oh no, we're good. Or no, we did crash. Okay. On item selected dot add dynamic. Okay, and this is player item selected. And we just do another one for the container. Actually, yeah, no, they're fine to be protected. Then we implement those. I think it did that because this is down below. Alright. So we set up the bindings, and now when an item in either of these things is clicked, it should call this function. So I probably, yeah, maybe I can set a breakpoint there. I just want to test that these functions are getting called correctly. Actually, they won't be right now because I never call that dispatcher. Inventory list. So this needs to get called when one of the items is clicked. So here's where we actually spawn them, and there is, wait, no, this is searching. Here's where we spawn them. No. Here's where we spawn them. Okay, so we need to be able to bind to something here as well. So set up a binding. These bindings are good too. They're like hooks for like anything else in the game. It's called the observer pattern, but it's actually really convenient for modding as well. So in case that ever happens, it's nice to have a whole bunch of hooks in the game that things, mods or whatever, can listen to. Okay, so now that needs called when we actually click on a thing. So what do we have here? Okay, so maybe we can do on mouse button down. What is this one? If reply handled, I guess. We should probably also check that the mouse event is the is actually the left mouse button, because we might do something else on like right click. If it's not the left mouse button, we'll just say we didn't handle it. Alright, cool. So now these things in the list widget can bind to that new thing. So I guess after that added is fine. Item row widget dot on selected. We bind to new inventory list widget on items selected. Right, we'll create that function, which is private. So now the inventory list knows when something's clicked, and all it really needs to do is just call its own, like just basically bubble the event up. We might do other stuff later, like play sounds or whatever. But for now, we just want to bubble. Okay, like that. So now that will bubble from the item row widget to the item list widget, and then all the way back to the item transfer screen. Which means we can now hopefully have these binds hit these breakpoints. So we add to this, to the inventory list item selected, and this is called, yeah, I just explained that, I don't need to say that again. All right. Now, did our chest actually save? Because I did get an unexpected crash there. Yep. The one in the map didn't though. Alright, we have hit a problem. We're binding the same function multiple times, eh? Is there really no check for that? Oh no, it does work anyway, it just... Okay. It does work, it just doesn't like it. Okay. Ah, because it gets called twice. 1, 2, yeah. Alright. So that's not good. I think initialized is what I want for that then. For these. Pretty sure initialized is guaranteed to run once. Ah, god damn it. I sometimes lose my undo buffer for some reason, I'm not sure why. Okay, so now that's initialized, hopefully that will bind fine. I probably do need to unbind these though. But you know. What's the problem? Ah, dang it. Okay, hang on. Can't. I gotta refresh the live coding. So on uninitialized, I guess I do the unbind really. Alright. Compiled. Hey Shaik, welcome. Nice to see you again, my friend. All right. So if I click, that's one bind happened. Yeah, just one bind. If I click here, the other function runs. Okay, so this is working, and it should be actually showing me, yeah, that I clicked on the sword. Click on the potion. Yeah, okay, cool. So all the data is coming through just fine. Okay, and now for the actual transfer step. So we'll start with the play. No, we'll start with the container. No, we'll start with the player. That's fine. Okay, so when we click something here, basically we know what stack it is because this has the stack. I don't know if it's accessible or not, but we have it. And so we know what we want to move. So basically, we want to, when this is called, we want to send something from the player's inventory to the container inventory. So it might be worth saving these off as variables. So it's easier to work with. And I do have to make these view properties, unfortunately. So yeah, I can save it right here. There we go. How's it going, Pixapple? Welcome in. Long time no see. Alright, and we can save the container inventory here. Okay, we're going to get all sorts of name conflicts here, actually. So I'll put the word cached in front of these. Alright, so now we can do the transfer. So we need to move the stack from the players list to the container. So player move item. The item's going to be the item row widget dot stack dot item of the size, and then we're going to add that item to the container. So just the exact same stuff, and that should do it. And then the other function is just that, but in a reverse. So we want to remove from the container and add to the player whatever was in here. That should do it. And it's there is a slight problem here, and I'll get to that at some point, but we're actually creating new stacks rather than moving the actual stack, which meant if there was metadata in that stack, it would get lost. But this should work for now because we don't have any metadata. Alright. So we put something in there. There we go. We've got 53, a sword, potions, and I can pull them back into my inventory. Very good. And they are, in fact, in my inventory now. I can put everything in there. And they are not in my inventory, they're in the chest. In fact, let me get a couple of chests going just to demonstrate this is actually working. So, yo, how's it going, Ali? Welcome in. So each of these chests has 50 apples. This feels like a math problem, math equation. Okay, so 53. Okay, so I just put my apples in that chest, take them out. Take out 103, 153. Okay, and all these are empty. Axe, sword, potion. My inventory is that. Okay, this appears to be working just fine. Very good. Cool. So there's basic like container inventory working as well, container system. But yeah, I do want to chuck a little to do, well, I'll just see it. But basically, because I'm recreating stacks here, it's not actually gonna, yeah, this stack basically, if I have other data in here other than these two things, it's not going to transfer it. Because I'm literally just putting a new stack in of the same item type. How are you planning to make inventory? Is it inspired from another game? It's inspired actually from a mod of Skyrim called Sky UI. Let me find a thing. Yeah, so it's just it's like a, I mean, it's pretty standard inventory system, but can I do something to see this any bigger? Magnify, there we go. Magnify. Yeah, so it's kind of like this is what I'm going for. Yeah, and we have the logic mostly there. It's just obviously everything's still programmer art and ugly because I haven't sort of designed anything just yet. But yeah, we've got categories, search, and all that working just fine, which is cool. So yeah, this is another step towards the procedural RPG. I think I will actually switch these to be like in tabs, so rather than seeing two inventories at once, you just see one of these boxes and you can like tab between the two, but that's fine for now. So I'm probably going to have not too much longer, but I will look at potentially actually one thing I should probably do is, like, you might not want to take the entire stack, you know, like I should probably do like a pop-up saying like how many do you want to transfer or whatever. I guess I'll do that first, because that will be pretty critical. So I guess for that we're going to need another widget. User widgets. Okay. Abstract key principle. So we're working towards the procedural RPG base system. So in case you guys haven't seen it, actually, the village generator is working well enough for now. So procedural villages generated, and then all the names and stuff generated, and then the people actually live in the houses, but these guys aren't actually linked up to them just yet. And yeah, this I'm pretty proud of this system actually, the transition system. So when I go through this door, there's actually nothing in here. It's just a piece of paper, but it actually transfers me to another level, like an instance for that. But you'll notice it does put me back in the right spot. Roll, whatever. Yeah. So this is all going pretty well, and the dialogue system is still basically where we left it last time. So yeah, my race is human. gender is male, yeah. So it's working alright, but there's a lot of stuff they don't understand just yet. Like, yeah, I don't know anything about that. And if I ask him, like, do you know anyone called Grari? He'll probably tell me he doesn't. Oh no, he does. Yeah, so he knows. Yeah, okay, cool. So he does know that. No, this is all procedural, using like a custom AI, not like ChatGPT, but like not a large language model, but like a custom system based off like keywords and knowledge and stuff. Yeah, so that's basically everything's going to be procedural. So yeah. But yeah, that's kind of where all that stuff's at. And then I've just been working in the test map right now. What is this? House. Nothing. House interior. Actually, I could put a chest in their house now. Could put a few in. And once this item system is working, the next thing I'll probably do is shops, and actually get like shops and stuff generating in the villages too. Yeah, I'm not sure about the sprites on these, but I guess it works. Leave my axe there, and it won't be there when I come back because I don't serialize these levels just yet. But oh, and also I started, it didn't know where to put me, so it put me in this test map. Yeah, anyway, hang on, test map, don't save. Yeah, there we go. And so the dungeon generator is still super jank, but it is technically generating dungeons. That is not very good dungeons. Yeah. Anyway, I want to do this select amount widget real quick. So, not sure if did I already compile that? But yeah, how you been doing, Pixapple? What will be the maximum stacks and capacity per stack? I missed that question, sorry. I don't know. I'm tempted just to make it unlimited, honestly. Because it's, you can't tell right now, but there's a maximum weight for your inventory. So I probably won't limit the stacks. It'll just be like, if you carry too much, you'll be encumbered type thing. Alright, so select amount. Amount select widget. Okay, so this is basically just going to be, oh god, I guess a border with vertical box, slider, and editable text, and then a horizontal box with 2 buttons, I suppose. Actually, we can just do 1 button because you can just push escape to cancel. Okay, and obviously this is not very helpful as a pure white screen. Let's do custom for now. Okay, so this will be like a number. Yeah. Step size. I don't know if I can do much for the style. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, good. I don't know, I guess that should be on top. And then we'll just put some padding above this. And pad probably the whole thing. And maybe actually wrap it with a blur as well. Cool. So yeah, so let's just get that popping up first and then go from there. Actually, I'm gonna need this in a canvas because this is gonna be its own full screen widget. It's canvas, so that will be fill screen, and this will be grab a spacer, put that down here, and now I can get rid of the padding, and the spacer can just fill to push it to the bottom. Alright, that will do. So now we basically need it to happen where if I click on a stack that has more than 2 items, it'll bring up that widget before it does anything. So where did I do all that stuff? Transfer screen. Right here. So first, what I need to do is go item row widget dot stack dot size, and I need to check this. So if that is greater, if it's less than 2, less than or equal to 2, then we'll just do everything as normal. Otherwise, we're gonna have to bring up another widget first, which means this widget, the transfer screen, is gonna need to know about the select amount widgets class. This is getting really confusing. Amount select, but this is kind of what, like, if you've never sort of seen or worked on a more sort of large scale project, this is kind of how, in my experience anyway, it goes. Like in terms of thinking, like how things balloon out so quick and you kind of have to jump around a lot of systems, but I'm trying to do this in a way where it kind of keeps everything pretty self-isolated. But yeah, things are going to get even more intense than this probably. Use of, so this is amount select widget class. Edit defaults. Okay, might as well get that cooking, and then down here we need to do the whole load it, because it probably won't be loaded initially. Amount select widget. Okay, and then we say amount select widget spawned widget is going to be blueprint library. Then we create and we need a player controller. Okay, is this having a panic because of the class? Yep. Nope. It is not. Or actually, I think it is. It's just not telling me it is. Yeah, and then if I just cast it. Pretty sure I need to import it, do I? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so now we've spawned the widget. What we need to do is get it on the screen, but we need to get it on the screen via the full screen widget manager, so it sits like it kind of stacks on top of everything that's there already. In theory. I could just slap it on the screen though, could I not? Hang on. Yeah, I think I can just slap it on the screen. Let's just try that, because it might be better for it to be localized, so... And the Z order... Where do our full screen widgets sit currently? 9. That's random, but okay. So 10. Okay, so that will put it on the screen. It'll never come off the screen right now though. But we can at least see if that works. See if it actually pops up. And then we need to populate the data, wait for the click of either confirm or deny of the transfer, and then once it's confirmed, transfer that amount instead of the full amount. So if I do this, it should pop up. Wait, if I click the sword, it doesn't. Axe, it doesn't, but then potion, we crash because I didn't set the class. No. God damn it. That is why I should have put, let me do it now, since I don't want to learn the hard way twice, but I should have checked this is valid, I guess. Yeah, it's null. No, you know what? I don't want to do that because then I'll never know what's happening. It'll just nothing will happen and I won't know why, and then I'll have to debug it. At least if it crashes, it'll give me a call stack and I'll immediately see the problem. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's personal preference on how you want to handle situations like that. I could put a bunch of if checks and make this not crash under any circumstances, but if it crashes currently with this code, it means something's wrong. So yeah, so the problem was the transfer screen needs to know the class, and it doesn't. It cannot handle it if there is no class set. Alright, there we go. So that pops up. Eesh. Okay. Alright. So what I need to do then, that does not look good, so background blur, I will put that to the full extent. Then, actually, you know what? I'll wrap the whole canvas and probably put that on dark rather than light. Our if statement is safe bet. Yeah, so you mean about the crashing? So because this is C++, you got to be basically careful not to dereference a null pointer. So when I get the player controller like this, and you see how I use it down here. If the code inside this function doesn't handle the case of having a null plugged in here, which I'm pretty sure it does, but just say it didn't, then you'd get a crash. So you could potentially check if the player controls null. Then we go into the next line, we try to load this class, but we see we do something with this soft object. So if you wanted to stop it from crashing, you could check whether this is null first before dereferencing it, and then so on all the way through. Like in theory, you could check whether this widget successfully spawned before you try and cast it, and then you check that this cast succeeded before you call the function, and then it would be basically crash proof. The problem is though, you'll get silent fails. So if something does go wrong here, like you forget to set the class, then instead of it crashing and telling you something's wrong, just nothing will happen, and then you have to breakpoint everywhere. So some people might prefer it that way, but I think I prefer it to crash. How does the amount select widget dispatch its callback? I haven't implemented that yet. That is going to be the very next thing I do, Nicholas. So if you stick around for a few minutes, I'll show you how I'm planning to do that. I was just quickly making this look a little more stomachable. Yeah, that's fine for now. Cool. So yeah, so that's basically what we're going to jump onto now. Wait, not right this second. Let me wrap that with a horizontal box. And I am actually going to put a cancel button. What do you guys reckon? Should cancel go on the left or the right? Like the action we want the users to do, should that be on the right or the left? I don't know what the best protocol would be there. Left, 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 left. Cancel left. Wait, you got so confirm button on the left or cancel button on the left? Because I could do it like that. Cancel on the left, okay. Everyone's very passionate about this. Cancel on the left, confirm on the right, always on the left, okay. Good, I'm glad I asked. Alright, there you go. Cool. So that'll be fine for now. I need to tidy all this up, but so Lou asked about the dispatcher. So the way that is going to work is inside this widget, the first thing is going to be getting these two buttons. So I need to reference those in code, so I do it like this. I'll call it like cancel button. Can forward declare that. And then meta bind widget. And then what do I call it? Confirm button like that. So now I can link those two together, but the next thing we need to do is basically have a native initialized event, which is basically when the first time the widget gets created or spawned. Let me just make sure this compiles okay. Yeah, we're good, I think. Yeah. So we basically want to listen for a confirm or cancel. So on confirm button, we'll handle the confirm case first. So when that's clicked, we'll add dynamic amount select widget, and we'll say on confirm clicked. Okay, so there's that function. Implement it. Okay, and then we just need to do the same for the cancel. I will probably support escape as well, but probably just have an explicit button for it. Okay, so there's those two. So now we have bindings. So these functions will get called when I click one of these two buttons, as long as I name these correctly. So confirm button, cancel button. Cancel button. Alright, and so that's good. And then the way the entire widget will give its callback is through its own dispatches. So we do that up here. Declare dynamic. What's going on? One param for the confirm. So if on amount confirm, and that'll be an int called amount selected. And then we need another one which we don't need any parameters for, I think, called if on cancelled. And then we basically link those up to variables. So I actually don't like the name of that. If on confirm amount. So I'm making this in a way where it's generic, so it's not tied exactly to item transfer. It could be selecting the amount of anything. Just so that if I need to use it for something else, I can. So this needs to be assignable, and the other one, cancel. Very good. That's the wrong spot for that. I don't know if I spelled that right either. So the easy one is cancel. So when cancel is called, all we need to do is just call this dispatcher, pretty much. And I might have it remove itself. Just one less thing for the owner to do. I'll probably change that later though. The confirm, however, is going to be slightly different. So I'm going to need to track a variable in here for the actual amount. Property, make it read only, visible anywhere. That's fine. So that amount will get populated with these two things, but then when confirm happens, we'll just call the other dispatcher. So on confirm amount dot broadcast with that. And then yeah, I just need to link these two things to this amount, which I don't think I can just automatically do, can I? There is a chance. There's a chance I'll be able to do it, but I think because it's a string, it won't work. Because it's an int and this is a string. But we'll see. Oh, maybe. Yeah, it doesn't want to bind to that because it's a float. Okay. So I won't actually do this from bindings, I'll do it from something else. But essentially we have the select amount widget now, so what would happen is in the transfer screen, where is it? We spawn the amount select widget, we add it to the viewport, and then all we do is bind to on confirm, no, yeah, on select, on amount, on selected, what the hell do I call it? Oh, it's protected, hang on. these two need to be public. On cancelled, so on cancelled I don't actually need to do anything anyway, but I can do on confirm dot add dynamic this with a new function, I suppose. Player transfer amount selected. I think you're seeing where I'm going with this now, but I'll follow through pretty much all the way for you to see. Like that. And now we'll jump down here for that function. So, and it should auto close itself. So we'll get an amount pop through into here, but we also will then need to know what the transfer was going to be. So we need to actually save that into some local variables. That's probably fine. So if we're about to do it via the select amount thing, we actually want to save off transfer stack to the stack that you actually clicked on so that we can have it down here. And then we pretty much just do what we did up here, except we use the amounts selected instead. So item row widget, that's going to be transfer stack class and the amount. Can make that constant. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole flow of how this works. And then I just need to do it for the other from the container side as well. The other thing I'll need to do is have some sort of function in here to set set range, I guess. Set value range and set default value. And 32 min and 32 max default value. Okay, and then if we implement both of those, and actually let me make those blueprintable just in case someone wants to do this from Blueprint. Okay, so yeah, so we want to set the range, so I need references to the sliders. And value slider, and I'm also going to need reference to this, which is editable text. Okay, and do bind on those, so value slider, value text. Hopefully this is somewhat interesting to some people. I know it's a little bit monotonous. UI stuff I generally find to be a little bit repetitive, but yeah, I don't know. Might be of interest. Okay, so as long as that compiles fine, we now have the slider. So when we set the value range, we want to go... I actually don't know what these properties are called off the top of my head. Min value, max value. And the step size is 1, obviously. Min value. Is that mad because it's the getter and setter? Set min value. Don't know why we need to use the getters and setters, but sure. And then the default value, basically we'll just make it so that this gets set. Yeah, and the only other thing I can think of that might be good is a getter, so that you don't have to pure, so that you don't have to fully click the button. Like someone could, like, or maybe me at some point, could read the value in this widget while it's on screen. Okay, that's good. And then basically anytime this amount changes, so we're going to want an internal setter. Yep, like that, to do this basically. Okay, and then the reason we want to do that is because anytime we set this number, we also want to update the slider and the text. So, in fact, also what we'd want to do is clamp it, probably. Between min and min. Do we not save these? Okay. We also need to save these off. So we can use them down here between min and max, just to make sure that this value stays between that range. Yeah, when we set it, then we also want the slider to go set value. Yeah. Cool. And then we also want the text. Where is it? And actually it was supposed to be this. How do I get this to be text? Pretty freaking annoying, honestly, the text string utilities, but it works. Okay, cool. So that is getting close. The only thing left really is when we initialize, we also want to not only bind to these buttons, but we want to bind to value changed on the slider. I guess we'll do that first. Okay, and then we also want to bind to value text on committed, I suppose. Okay, and then we just want both of those. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a crazy idea to do everything in C++. It does definitely take longer. Generic definitions. Okay, cool. So those are hooked up. So now anytime the slider value changes, we basically want to, let's see, set the selected amount to be like just value, but as an int. Does it just autocast? Looks like it. And then this one, we want to go text.isNumeric. So if it's not numeric, we just want to return. Do we? No. If it's numeric, if it's not numeric, oh my god, just pick one. If it's numeric, then we want to go as number float value, yeah. Get that passed through there. Wait, that's not doing what I think it's doing. That's returning some text. How the frick do I turn a string into a number? Here we go, Kismet string library. That's the one. And the string is this dot toString. And does that just return it? It does. And then we go set selected amount to new value. Okay, so that's only if it's numeric though. If it's not, what I want to do is just actually set it to itself. Because that will basically reset the slider in the text. So if you type in a bunch of gibberish, it will just like undo it essentially. Okay, I think that's everything. That was quite a lot of code, but well, not really. Just kind of a lot of boilerplate. So our bindings are good. Let me save everything that's not saved in case we crash. Okay, and then the next and hopefully last thing is right here where we spawn this widget. Before we add it to the screen, we want to go set max. God damn it, I set it to private again, didn't I? Oh no, set value range, set default value. So the value range will between 1 and stack size. And here's another question, if anyone's still here. What do you think the default value should be when you transfer items? Should it be probably everything, right? Or 1 or half or something? So if I click on a stack of 20 arrows to transfer into a chest, and it tries to ask me how many I want to transfer, should it choose by default all 20, or like 1 or 10, or I don't know. I'm thinking all of them. So yeah, I guess we'll just default it. Oh, I think my chat wasn't updating because I just got a whole bunch of messages at once. So sorry about missing. Let me go through these real quick. From here down, only just appeared. If you declare outside of the U-class the body, the delegates can have name collision with any delegated declared outside of a U-class. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that actually. So you're saying these can hit... Really? Okay. I have to keep that in mind then. I just cake all of my UI code in T functions. Oh yeah. Format to number as number. Yeah, it's a bit painful, yeah. So you do your UI in C++ too, Nicholas? Just wondering. Hey Dev, small question or perhaps big. How did you learn your Unreal Engine C++? Because I'm looking at it and it's different than normal C++. Yeah. I started and I still do use Blueprint for a lot of stuff, like in my day job and everything, and most of the projects I've worked on use Blueprint. And like I guess know the Unreal functions and stuff well enough. It did take a while to get to learn these like specifiers. There's the what's called the UHT, or the Unreal Header tool, which runs over the source code and like generates extra code. So there's a few like quirks that you just kind of have to learn, but Rider makes it pretty good. So yeah, nice. C++, nice. Yeah, this is my first project. I mean, I use C++ in all of my projects, but this is the first one where I'm trying to pretty much do everything in C++. But yeah, I'm not sure what was going on with my chat there, so you guys just unfortunately had to watch all of that without me answering your questions, but I think this is potentially working now. Potentially. So if I transfer 12, that did not work. Okay, first thing is, did I actually compile? Because I always forget that. Looks like I did. Oh, wait. Function does not take 0 arguments. Transfer screen line 53. Did I just stop writing code? Oh, I did. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna have to keep like refreshing this chat window because I don't know what the heck happened there. Okay. How about now? Yeah, okay, so it starts at 12, go all the way down to 1, so I could transfer like 6, hit confirm, and yeah, 6 of the, right. So oh no, that should be fine. Player transfer amount selected, remove the amount selected and move, yeah, to there, but this didn't actually trigger a refresh. Whoa, what the hell? Because I'm only doing it if we fully remove the stack. So that needs to be there. Yeah, that should be good. But it did seem like that worked, I think. I just need to do the rest of the code for, where is it? The transfer screen for the other thing, which I could probably figure out a smart way to make this only one function, but yeah. So I haven't messed around a lot with the T function stuff you mentioned, Nicholas. Is there, like, can you give me a TLDR on how that works? I'm assuming it's just like pass a function as an argument to another function, so like pass the callback as a parameter, but I might be wrong. Five, yeah, that adds up. Okay, and then oh wow, you use Sublime. Okay, well, it looked like when that got down to like 2, transfer 3, transfer 2, 1. Wait a second, I think there's a bug here. Transfer 1. Ah, that's why. If the stack is less than or equal to 2, then I actually just want to transfer 1, not the stack size. Which might seem weird, but I don't really want to. I want to bring up that that select amount widget as little, like as infrequently as possible, basically, because it's annoying to have like an extra step. So if you only have 2 items, I want you to, like here, if I select 1, I want you to have to click this, it transfers 1, and then click it again to transfer the other. Just as a hopefully like a time saver. Oh yeah, also, I forgot I had this. Yeah, so this seems to be working. Could put in 12, 1, yeah. And because of the way I wrote this, it should be generic too, which is nice. Let me go test this in some houses real quick. Oh. Okay, we crash when we just switch level after doing that. Because I never unbind anything. That's laziness. And actually, before I forget, I should do this other transfer stuff. So in here, we just want to kind of do everything the same way. What the hell? Oh, it's because I messed up a bracket. Yeah. Yep, so we do the same thing. We spawn the widget. Then we set the amount correctly. Confirm needs to go to container. Like that, and then yeah, it's pretty much just the same code as here, except we use the amount. Not the cleanest implementation in the world, but it does the trick, I think. It's funny how the length of these two variables plus this function just happens to line up to the exact same length. Yeah, and ideally I want to refactor this to use yeah, I wanted to use my normal sort of like widget opening stuff that like kind of layers widgets on top of each other so you can escape out of them kind of one by one. But that should make it so that the container works too. Potentially. We compile, we compiled, okay. So 50 of these, yeah, it's like, okay, so if I do 20, should leave 30 here, and then we've got 23, another 15, no, 10, easy math. Yeah, this is working, and then if I leave just a few, boom, boom, cool. All right, this is working just fine. I might add in like a quality of life thing where if you shift click, it'll just like skip the like select amount thing and just do the whole stack so that I don't have to hit confirm every time like this. Why don't we do that? And then I'll call it there probably for the stream. So we pretty much just want to know like right here is the shift key down. And we can do that through the player controller, I believe. So if I nick that, put it at the top. Just, this is doing my head in that this is so much duplicated code, but I'll clean it up probably. If left shift is down, then we just do the normal thing, but we do it with the entire stack. And then just return, I guess. Just this. Yeah, this code is going to get really hard to maintain pretty quickly if I don't come back and sort out all this duplicated code. Because it really, it can actually mess a lot with my, and probably a lot of other people's cognitive load when you are scrolling down a file like this and the code looks like at a glance exactly the same, but it does slightly different things. That's yeah, that can make you write bugs. Okay, so if you shift click a stack, it should just skip asking you whether you like how many items you want to transfer, and just do it. Okay. Alright, I didn't hold shift that time, hold shift this time. Boom. Cool. I think that's a nice quality of life thing. I don't know if I see that in games a whole lot. Especially like Elder Scrolls games. Interestingly, I can't double click these. but that's fine. Okay, you can't spawn items by putting a negative number, that's good. You can't do more than is there, very good. Okay, cool. Alright, well, I'm going to leave the stream there. Thanks for hanging out, guys, though. It's nice to meet a few of you newcomers. Red Flaming Gamer, Nicholas, Ali Lou. And thanks for coming in, Pixapple, Shaik, as always. It's been cool to chat with you guys, and hopefully you got something out of the stream. I'll probably be doing another one in the next few days or so. We'll see. Work is about to get pretty insane for me, but I'll try to squeeze these in where I can. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you all in the next one.